Violence, including attacks on civilians, has increased in Afghanistan, even as the United States has begun an operation to withdraw all its remaining troops over the next 4 months. Both the Taliban and the government routinely blame each other for attacks. The attackers are rarely identified, and the public is seldom informed of the results of investigations into the many attacks in the capital. Recently, several Afghan worshippers were killed in a blast at a mosque near Kabul. A report. A bomb ripped through a mosque in Kabul during Friday prayers, killing 12 worshippers, including the imam. A further 15 people were wounded, including at least one child in the explosion, which happened in Shakardara district in the north of the capital. The blast happened on the second of a 3-day ceasefire announced by the Taliban to mark the Muslim holiday Eid ul-Fitr. It came less than a week after scores of people, mainly students, were killed in explosions outside a school in Kabul. The attack ended latest in a surge in violence as US and NATO troops began their final withdrawal from the war-torn country after 2 decades of conflict. There are apprehensions that the withdrawal of foreign troops would nevertheless not end fighting in Afghanistan, but would cause a drawn-out civil war. Several reports have suggested that since the United States signed a troop withdrawal deal with the Taliban last year that called for a reduction in violence by all sides, attacks by the insurgent group have escalated. Hence, President Ashraf Ghani recently mentioned that the Afghan government is ready to fight against the Taliban after the full withdrawal of foreign troops from the country.
If they do not want peace and want to gain power through violence and impose a dictatorial regime, then all the patriotic forces of Afghanistan would have to rally and make a decision. And that issue, unfortunately, would have to be decided on the field of battle.
For the Afghans who are going through tough times due to upstakes in tedious violence and also scrambling with uncertain future, there is a lot of accusations of the US over its failure to make a good deal. As the security situation is getting worse, the finger pointing on the US has already begun. However, Washington has assured that the US will maintain assets in the region and works with Afghan counterparts will continue. Moreover, President Ghani has reiterated that the Afghan government will continue to work with the US and the NATO allies for peace efforts.
The threat of terrorism is changed, it has not disappeared. We are all agreed on this. 2, the United States is committed to providing support. This is financial, in the security area, in the economic area, in the humanitarian area, because the United States, fortunately, shares the values of supporting the gains of the last 20 years, and our discussion is enormously productive. The same, fortunately, applies to NATO members and non-NATO members who have been our partners.
Many critics believe that leaving Afghanistan without uprooting all terrorist organizations or restoring peace, the US actually is trying to find a way of safe passage for their troops. Considering the ground reality, all the mess and ruins have been left on the shoulder of Afghanistan. But if regional countries honestly support the Afghan government, this challenge could be turned into opportunity to reap up terrorism in all of its manifestations.